Hey everyone, and welcome back. So I wasn't expecting to do a video today. In fact, I sort of kind of got ready really quick. I'm even fasting today, so I apologize in advance if my stomach growls just a little bit. In fact, I think it just did. But we have the February announcements from Shout Factory and Scream Factory. I think they've all been announced at this point. There may be one or two that may still come out, but at least for now, we definitely have, if not all, definitely at least most of the titles that have been announced for February. Now, as far as I know, I don't think there's actually much details just yet, so I'll probably go through them very quickly. So first up in the Shout Select line is a Blu-ray release of the movie Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. That is due out February 13th. It retails for $34.98 for pre-order right now, at least from the Shout Factory website, for $27.99. Now, no details just yet as far as the transfer and extras go. Those will be announced down the line, but it is going to be a Blu-ray release, and it is going to be Region A locked, just as a heads up on that for those of you outside of Region A. And the next one is a Scream Factory? Yeah, Scream Factory Blu-ray release coming February 6th, and that's the movie The Terminal Man getting a Blu-ray release again, and assume that it's Region A, right? Yeah, they're all Region A. Anything from Scream Factory, Shout Factory is going to be Region A locked as far as Blu-rays go. Again, no further details at this time. Retails for $34.98 for pre-order right now for $27.99. And I think the rest are 4K, if I'm not mistaken. Looks that way. Actually, there's only two titles left? There was only two titles left. Okay, so actually this will be quick. So they're Scream Factory titles. So first up is a new 4K release of the movie Willy's Wonderland, the film starring Nicolas Cage. And there's going to be two versions of it. There's going to be a standard 4K release that does come with a Blu-ray, as well as a Steelbook release. Due out February 13th, retails for $36.98 for pre-order right now for $32.99, at least from the Shout Factory website. Those are the prices I'm going off at the moment. Now, the only thing I'm not 100% sure of is whether or not the Steelbook is actually limited to Shout Factory, or if it'll be available anywhere else. I'm not really sure at the moment, but the Steelbook actually does retail for $39.98 and is up for pre-order for $35.99. And again, details will be released down the line. And then finally, the last title, I thought there was actually more, but actually the last title, which is definitely the one I'm most excited about, and also the one that I, had heard about many months ago. Some of you may remember earlier in the year, I sort of heard that we could be getting a 4K release of Darkman from Scream Factory, and then it never happened. Months kind of went on. I was like, oh, I guess maybe it's just a rumor. No, it is now actually happening. There goes my stomach. For coming out in February. Coming February 20th is indeed a 4K release of Sam Raimi's Darkman, and there's plenty of options here depending on how big of a fan you are of the film. I'm a huge fan of the film, so but yeah, looks like, so there's going to be a standard release of the film, a standard 4K release. It does come with a Blu-ray. Obviously, Blu-ray will be Region A locked. Now, for some reason, unless I'm missing something, the 4K standard release doesn't actually have its own listing on the Shout Factory website, at least as of this recording, which is kind of weird. But I know you'll be able to order that one pretty much from anywhere. But there's a Steelbook version, and the Steelbook version, which is available on the Shout Factory website, which uses the teaser image from the poster, retails for $44.98 and is up for pre-order right now for $38.99. And there are a couple of bundles to choose from. And obviously all these bundles are going to be shoutfactory.com website exclusive, so just as a heads up on that. So first up, for $47.99 is a Steelbook version that comes with the poster and one of those retro prism cards. That seems to be their new thing now. And then going up from that is the standard release, which comes with a poster of the original one sheet, which I absolutely love, the Prism card, as well as a enamel pin. Now, it's not one of those pin sets. It's actually just one pin. It just says Who is Darkman on it, as well as one of those lobby card recreation sets that they've done with a couple of their releases, which I actually have been really impressed by. I've gotten a couple of those so far. Some of you may remember when I did, especially the Creepshow one. It's just like, they're actually very impressive. That set retails for $89.99. And next up from that is the same set, only with the Steelbook. So you get the Steelbook with the poster, the Prism card, the pin, and then the lobby card recreation set, and that is $94.99. And then finally you get a bundle that sort of comes with everything, so you get actually both versions of the film. So you get the standard release as well as the Steelbook, the poster for each. So one that has the teaser poster image and one with the one sheet image, as well as the Prism card, the pin, and the lobby card set. And that is $129.99. And again, these are all slated for February 20th. Now, this is really exciting. I mean, I'm excited for these for multiple reasons. I'm just a huge fan of Darkman, which I've mentioned many times before, but also the fact that like we've actually not gotten a new transfer of Darkman in a long time, because even the original Blu-ray release that Scream Factory put out long time ago, I think that was like one of their early Blu-ray releases, if I remember correctly, it used an older HD master from that release. So I don't think we've actually gotten a new transfer for this in like forever. Plus the fact that it's 4K, you know, obviously is very, very exciting. Looking forward to seeing the extras. Hopefully they were able to get Sam Raimi involved in this. I like to think so, because I know he, I think if he can, schedule permitting, he will definitely be involved in a lot of this stuff. So hopefully it'll have a lot of really, really great extras on it. But we'll probably find that out probably next month at some point, I'd assume. I assume, because it would be only then a month out from it. And even though I wasn't planning on spending the money, yes, I did put in my order for the big bundle, I admit. So that's it for the February titles, unless there's some more that maybe will get announced or something. So obviously January, February, a little on the light side from Scream Factory and Shout Factory. Now, there's a rumor about that, which, again, I'm going to put a lot of, like, take this with a grain of salt, massive rumor. Plus, I also don't want to get my hopes up, but the possibility as to why it's a little light at the start of the year is the fact that next year, being 2024, is of course the 40th anniversary of the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, I have heard that there is a 4K release of Nightmare on Elm Street coming out next year. What I don't know is whether or not it's going to be Warner Brothers, or if it is Warner Brothers, who owns New Line Cinema now, or if it is actually going to be Scream Factory. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of possibilities here. So let's just say, hypothetically, that even if Warner Brothers does put out the first film, it's possible that Scream Factory could put out all of the sequels in 4K releases. Or maybe they have been able to license the first film and they're actually going to put all of them out, just like they did with the Halloween films, like they did with the Chucky films. So who knows? I mean, it could be like individual releases like they did with those. It could be one massive box set, or it could be both. It'd be kind of nice to have both options, depending, you know, like have single releases for people who may not want all of them. For those of us who do want all of them, you know, just one massive box set would be awesome. But this is big rumor. You know, it's like I've been mentioning, you know, any rumor I get for any Nightmare on Elm Street new release for like the last, 5-6 years at least, you know, it's just been like none of it has actually come true. In fact, I ate my words big time. In one of my early videos, I talked about a Nightmare on Elm Street box set from the possibility of one from Scream Factory. And at the time, I actually said, like, there's a better chance that Scream Factory will put out a box set of the Nightmare on Elm Street films than a Friday the 13th box set. And boy, was I wrong on that one. Hopefully next year is the year that we actually do finally get them. At the very least, I know we're going to get the first film from someone. But honestly, we are so overdue to get all of them in really nice releases. And again, I do hope it is like a nice Scream Factory thing, because, and again, this is like me just thinking of possibilities. That could be why things are a little light, because if they're putting a lot of their energy, you know, their time and finances into a Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, these big releases, I mean, first off, that's a major undertaking, first and foremost. So that would actually make sense. But also the fact that, I mean, it would make sense also in another way from a business standpoint, because it would probably be their biggest seller to date if they were able to put them all out in 4K. So who knows? Fingers crossed, but again, rumor, just take it with a grain of salt. I don't have any secret inside knowledge. I've heard things about the first film, but that's it. Nothing on the sequels, but let's hope. You know, we are so overdue, so let's hope that maybe that's why the year from them is starting off a little on the lighter side. But that being said, I am super excited to get Darkman in 4K. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. I'll try and answer them as best I can. Let me know your thoughts and what you think of the possibility of a Nightmare on Elm Street, either box set or just releases coming next year, especially the sequels. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.